clock went off and stopped my video. This is why, like, I don't know how to do video editing. That's why I love TikTok, because you can just make really short videos. It has all the tools for you. Okay, so this little tiny, like almost like a cul-de-sac. Yes, and the roads are very steep, so I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at my feet, gripping my phone very tightly, walking in derby stance with my knees bent. There's quite some different elevations in town. On average, on a whole, the town is about 5,500 feet above sea level, so about a mile above sea level. It's 1,000 miles above that nearby big town. So it's like a straight drive up. Every time I go there and buy like groceries, I come home and all the potato chip bags are swollen, about to pop. Things are very hard to open, like jars, because we are at a very high temperature. I'm sorry for the bouncing. I'm trying not to. So here we go. Here's just a little view right here. That is the Truckee River down there. That is where my husband walks to fish. He just puts on his equipment and carries his fishing pole on his shoulder and walks down there. He's like, I used to drive like 2 or 3 hours, you know, to get to a fishing spot, to get up real early in the morning and go fishing. And because it was such an effort, I'd only fish like twice a year. Now he fishes like twice a week, sometimes more. This place is really cool. So like in the fan fiction I'm writing in my head about this town, this is the bar. We're gonna call it, I don't know, I had a name for it, I can't remember it, but that would be really cool. You could set up like the service area in there where the staff like makes drinks and maybe some simple bar food, and people can sit outside. Okay, so this town was established 120 years ago. I mean, at first it was actually like 160 years ago. It had a different name. And, but then this paper company came and bought the whole town and built all these company houses, which people have added on to. They're all the basic same, like, blueprint, floor plan, you know. But yeah, he built all these houses, and the company workers worked here. So they built a schoolhouse for them. That was in 1900. And the town thrived until like the hotel burned down, and I don't know, a bunch of stuff happened. So yeah, it was like a ghost town for 20 years, from like the 40s to the 60s or late 50s, and a bunch of Swiss people that had come to the United States bought up all these houses for like a song. This one is so cool. This is the house that we wanted to buy. That was what my husband brought me to show me before we moved here. I was like, oh my God, I want to live here. But nope, they wanted cash for it, and we didn't have cash. So we bought the house that we're in, which I love, but it is not as cute on the outside. Okay, so that's one of the streets. That's the one that has the blown up house, and they're rebuilding a house. Look at that view. Look at that view. Just don't give up on that. Okay. And now this is Floriston Way, the bottom straight of the town, because there's Pine up at the top. That's a flat straight. Then there's Floriston Way. So this is where kids come to ride their bikes. They ride them back and forth. And that goes back to my street, and then there's a little loop that goes around that has a few houses on it. We might go that way. We're gonna walk down to the grassy park. Some people call this the field. There's some viral YouTube video that was made here like 10 years ago of some boys doing flips or something. Yeah, and it's in this town. It's at this grassy park, which used to be called the field. As you can see, the roads are very crumbly. They're falling apart. It's okay. Oh, my ears are cold. Pull my hood up. Whew, I should have worn my hat. Alright, so let's just stop and admire this beauty for a second. Look at that. This is where I live. Oh, I was saying, the first year that my husband and I moved here, it was the most brutal winter ever on record. Like, it started snowing in October and it didn't stop until May. And we are from a warm climate, and we did not really know anything about winter. Like, where we're from, it's like, yeah, you kind of have to turn your heater on like a month of the year, maybe. If you're just uncomfortable, you probably could get away with not doing it. We have like a weekend in January where it freezes. Okay, so Yeah. It was so cold and I was so miserable, and I had an infant and I had bad postpartum depression and I hated it here. I did not want to live here. So I sunk into like a depression, and then I've had like one life change after another. I had stage 3 breast cancer. My son was diagnosed as autistic. My father has terminal lung cancer. I had a really toxic job. I have a couple of toxic people in my life, in my family, that I've recently cut out, and my life has been getting better, exponentially better, since I left the capitalist rat race. So we live like pretty close to the bone. We reuse things, don't buy new clothes, thrift things, make things, figure out how to do it ourselves for the most part, so that we don't have to spend money. My husband, his job pays like the mortgage. I do some online tutoring, which, hit me up. You want me to tutor your kid? I'm really good at what I do. I don't want to brag about myself, but it's kind of like my life mission. I've known since I was 10 myself that I wanted to be a teacher, and I connect to kids on a really deep level. I'm empathetic and kind and patient, and I understand what it's like to be a neurodivergent person, and to be a kid and just have big feelings and not have your feelings validated, and have people tell you like to stop crying and suck it up, stop it, don't be sad, don't be mad. I try not to tell kids things like that. It slips out. I mean, you've been conditioned your whole life, but for the most part, it's mostly my own kid that gets the garbage. The other kids, yeah. This is the fairy tree. So the fairy tree in Floriston is where the Floriston fairy lives. You can come here and tell her your problems. You can make wishes. She always answers them. It's just that the answer is usually no. She's a very capricious fairy. So, but you can always come. Sometimes it just makes you feel better to tell somebody about it. People have asked, how do we get food? There, that's how. It's I-80 right now. Oh! This is my son's. He got this hacky sack at an arcade, but he calls it a Yoshi yarn ball. I will take it home for him. Maybe we'll find his number 5 too as the grass dies. He dropped a number 5 off of his number 5. Yeah, you can get on I-80 and you can go to Reno to buy groceries. You can also go west. There are towns that way too, but they're smaller. They don't have Costco. I mostly just go to Costco or Winco when I have to be in Reno for something else, and try not to have to go there a lot because it does cost a bit of gas to drive there. So we have this little play area for the kids. There's 2 railroad tracks. There's a walking path on the other side, you can see it. And the river is just down there, but you have to scramble. I'm not gonna do that in this video. You gotta scramble like down the hill. So we're gonna keep walking. I'm gonna take the shortcut up. So there's some very old crumbling steps that were from when there was the hotel here. This is where the hotel was that burned down in like 1930. They think that the owner burned it down for insurance because it was during the Depression. Probably was not getting very many visitors. People want to visit the pulp mill town. The hotel was mostly, I think, for like people to stay that were new to the job. I think I'm gonna make some videos about the history of the town. Our school is also the town museum, so there's all kinds of like news articles and stuff framed on the wall about the town. So you'll definitely get in shape living here. Well, I don't know, I'm fat, so I managed to stay fat, but I'm coming off of like over a year of cancer treatments where I was kind of forced to be sedentary, and I gained a lot of weight. I walk all these hills every day, and I've lost about 10 or 15 pounds since I was really sick, which, like, weight doesn't matter. All bodies are beautiful, like for real. I just know that I don't feel that good. And more so than trying to like lose weight, get in a size or get to a certain number or look a certain way for anybody, it's more just I want to be able to walk these hills and not be terribly out of breath, which I don't even know is possible, but I'm gonna try. I'm only 39 years old. My 40th birthday is in 5 months. So, wow, look at that view. Oh, in my fan fiction of the town, that's the new hotel. But it's not. It's actually just one guy lives there. They're fixing it up though. And they're fixing this house, so it will be for sale soon. Look at the mountains. I mean, it's just like mountains on all sides. Mountains. Mountains. So many mountains. The guy that lives here is very nice. There's apple and plum trees. That's what all these are. He lets us pick them. There's the schoolhouse up at the top of the hill. That is my house. Not the dark roof, but the one next to it. Yep. And it's a pretty tight-knit town. We know most everybody. Oh, there's a car. There's a surprising amount of in and out traffic for the small amount of population we have. Yep, so there's I-80. Let me see if I can show you a very interesting feature of Floriston from here. I think that I can. Nope, you can't see it from here. So I'm gonna walk a little bit down the road. Every time that I have visitors, which hasn't been recently with everything going on, but we had like a housewarming party 3 years ago, and I had guests calling me and saying, I can't figure out how to get into the town. The GPS takes me off and there's just like a pipe. There's just a pipe. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you have to drive into the pipe. And they're like, excuse me? Yeah, you have to drive into the pipe. There it is. There's two of them actually. There's a pipe that goes under the train tunnel, and it's a one-way road, so you have to honk your horn before you go in. And there's two of them. There's actually this train track, the one in the middle of the screen right now. There's another opening for it. Yeah. There's this road that slopes. This is our snowplow driver's house. It's his snowplow. He plows the roads 5 a.m. faithfully during the winter, which some winters we get months and months and months of snow. So, I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. Probably just mute me the whole video if you just want to enjoy the scenery. I know I'm going to get comments like, shut up! Believe me, I know. I heard it from the people that abused me my entire life. Like, shut up, you talk too much. And I've internalized that. And I end up talking more out of nervousness and then thinking everybody hates me. But you know what? I talk a lot and I ramble and I lose my train of thought. And that's who I am. And I spend all my energy trying to be a good person. Like, trying to be kind to others, treat other people well. I don't really have any energy to manage other people's emotions or make my speech perfect to make other people, I don't know, like, I guess that's what you need. Some people need, not you. I have a bad habit of doing that too. I use you when I mean like the collective, anyone, someone, but some people take that personally. They think I'm talking to them. Like, I mean, you can't just go out and yell at kids. I'm not yelling at kids. Why did you say you were yelling at kids? I'm like, talking about just like, in general. You can't, as in humanity, a human, one, a person. We want to build our own hen house and have our own eggs. There's people who keep ducks and hens. We even have some pigs. growing season's super short. We grow seedlings inside in spring, put them outside like after May and just watch the weather and cover them if there's gonna be snow. That's the playground and schoolhouse. From down here, this is the rock lot. They've been cleaning it. There's a cement mixer there that my son likes to make soup in. That's his favorite toy at the playground. Okay. So let's go up into the schoolhouse and give a more in-detailed tour. Hopefully the phone will not ring. I should put on like do not disturb when I'm doing this. But I'm very new to this. Like I said, did I say it in this video? I had 27 followers yesterday morning, and I posted a video about my daily chores in this small town. Oh my God, I'm so out of shape. Enjoy this view of the school while I catch my breath. Whew. Okay. And I have like 13,000 the last time I checked, but it's climbing like 100 a minute or something. It's crazy. I guess in this world right now, this pandemic tainted world, people just want a little bit of serenity. And I'm really glad that my husband urged me to move out in the middle of nowhere. He knew this would be better for my mental health in the long run. At first, it was really hard because it snowed so much that winter. We always ran out of firewood. I was burning like Amazon boxes for warmth. It was not a good time. We were so poor. We used all our money to buy the house, and then the roof immediately started leaking. Okay, I think the heater. Oh, somebody else moved a space heater in here. That was nice of them. Probably because, yeah, that one's right here. That one belongs to us. All right, our one-room schoolhouse. Oh, cool, the fire went out. Awesome. I'm gonna have to stop and deal with that. Anyway, schoolhouse. I'll make more videos later.